All right, so posters, really common format for showing maps, and there are different kinds, and you might want to think about what kind of poster you're making as you're creating it. So posters can be really great because they're viewed while you're not present, maybe. If you go to a scientific conference or if you are displaying it in a location at a university or at your work or something, um, you can reach a lot of people that way, right? And it helps to advertise all of your hard work. But there are different poster types. You can create a reference map, a thematic map, right? So those ones are like mostly just maps, right? But in a lot of cases, you're creating an educational poster that includes more than just a map, or you're highlighting the research you did in a research poster, and maybe mapping is part of that, right? Um, so a research or scientific poster summarizes a complex project. Okay, so it's not as in depth as a paper, but it includes some of the same elements, right? It should have an introduction, it should explain your methods for your research, include the results, and then conclusion. When you design it, you're going to have a flow to it and organize it maybe into columns or sections. Um, Oftentimes when you present a research poster like at a conference, you're there to discuss it, but really the written sections should explain the project even if you aren't there, right? So here's some examples. Here's a reference map or poster. It's just somebody doing a very detailed map of Tibet and the Himalayas. It's meant to be kind of zoomed in on and really viewed from close up, see all the different elements. Here is an example of a thematic or educational poster. This isn't a specific research project, but it's showing overall information about a topic. It's supposed to draw your viewers in, explain what's important about the topic. Think something that could go into a classroom or a museum. Might include charts and graphs and bits of text or images. Oh, here's another reference map. This is Alberta, Canada. Here is a thematic map. This is kind of fun. This is the land cover of the United States as part of a Settlers of Catan map, which is a board game that you can play. So they took actual real world land use data and then they used the game pieces to represent the different types of land use in the US. So this is a thematic map of land use and then stylized to be, this fun Settlers of Catan map. Here's another thematic map, Oregon Scenic Bikeways. It's, just the map, and you're really focusing in on where can you go biking in Oregon. Here's another example of an educational map. This is trees in a certain park, and it's so there's a map of the park in the middle, and around the edges are some pieces of text about the different kinds of trees, some diagrams, and various things to tell us more about the park and the types of trees. Here's another kind of educational map. This one's out of a book called Where the Animals Go, where they're mapping the movements of jaguars and where they've taken photos via camera traps. So you can see, sort of the mix of the map and some images and also a little bit of text telling about the map and the diagrams, right? Here's another example. Wildfire season in 2018, showing the map as the central object, but around it pieces of text and diagrams that would tell you more about the map and the fire season and how all of that works. So what is a research poster? You can use it to present research results. It allows the researchers to exchange information in an informal setting. It's not expected to be as polished and finished as a published scientific paper. And you can use it to describe upcoming or proposed work, which is nice, right? Here are some examples of research posters by students. You want to take a look that you can see the flow. In this one, Helena starts, basically has 3 columns, and you're meant to read the title first and then start at the left and keep going across the poster to understand it. You'll see she uses a limited range of colors and fonts and some images to help enliven the poster for the reader. Here is another one. Renee, one of my students, created this poster to explain his research project on remote sensing and land use in this watershed. You can see he's got sort of 2 columns and has lined things up to tell his story, introduction, data and methods, and results. All right, so up next, I'm going to talk a little bit more about elements of a research poster, how to set up your layout and all that.